Alright guys, welcome back to another 17's Adult Adventure video. We have gotten a new update, which means we're going to be getting a new banner. And if you've been following the news they've been doing the last few days now, they did almost like a countdown for Lunar New Year's. So I'm expecting probably more likely to be a festival or like a special rater banner. So there's two characters I think it could be. One, King, with his little bear, because we just got Elaine and she buffs up fairies. Or it's also possible that it's going to be a limited character, maybe a little DCL, and he's a green character, because that's also what Elaine does buff up. But let's see who it is. Hope it's not an OC. Oi! It actually is King. Yo! I've been saying this for I want Fat King. Is he a special rate up though? Also, yeah, we'll talk about that. They added Super Awakening. There's quite a lot in his update, which is quite nice because we got nothing for the last two weeks or 3 weeks even. But that's not even Adol's fault. Grand Cross has also gone on 3 weeks without a new banner, which they've never done the last like 5 years. Oh, he's a DPS though. Oh my days. He looks, the actual face of that chibi character looks funny. I must say, because I wonder why we never got Fat King all in this game. But let's check first if he is a special rater banner. He's a DPS, so he might be. He's not. He's just a normal character. Nice. Okay, that's good. That does tell us that we're not following the exact same schedule as like Grand Cross, because Grand Cross gets like a special banner every month, basically. Oh, so if you missed it, there was a new code that got released last week. If you're not on the Discord or you didn't check the forums, this is the code. Of course, if you're always on iOS, you can go on the link in the description, click the link, it will open up to this page. But if you're on Android, what you can do is go towards your account, do redeem code, and then put in Happy 70SI year, and you'll get a new code. It should be still active if you haven't done it just yet. There we go. We've got a Lunar New Year coupon code reward, which gives you some of the rewards. You get like 200 less energy and you don't get a ticket. So that's because I just haven't claimed it just yet. But yeah, we're definitely worth doing. It's still active right now. Obviously, it may not work after tomorrow's update, but it should still work if you watch it on today's video. All right, let's check what this guy does, because remember, Elaine's going to be giving him a bunch of buffs. Curious to see how it's going to work together. There's something you love doing now where we get a character during like the mid-month, and then at the end of the month, we always get a character that kind of complements them. They've done that like twice now with obviously Zeldris and Lilia, so now we're getting that with Elaine and King. I think with that pattern now that we've seen, it's a good indication, especially when a character doesn't make too much sense. Like Elaine buffing up fairies, we don't have any good fairy DPSs. It was almost apparent that we'll be getting a DPS King at some point. Didn't think it'd be this one though, but I'm happy it's him. So yeah, legendary DPS, he's in, so that's what, yellow, right? Doesn't matter too much. I mean, I guess it's AoE. We do need the AoE DPS for yellow, so this actually could be really, really good. Normal skill deals damage equal to 105% of attack onto one target. Not AoE, but the multiplier itself is quite decently high. Bear in mind, you can use the other King with him too, so you can just get a 20% attack. No, yeah, because he's 7 member, so it was counted. And you can use Merlin too. Oh, you know, we could have a pretty good DPS here. Second skill, special skill. Spirit Spear, Chastifold, 5th form increase. 25% chance to deal damage equal to 192% attack onto all enemies with a 4-meter distance of target, which, to be fair, is quite far, right? We look at like Melee. What's Melee's? Melee's is 4 meters, 6 wide, but it's in front of himself. Who would that be equivalent to? I mean, Elaine's ultimate is really good, and so he's doing that like ultimate. I mean, obviously a lot less multiplier, but he's doing that like ultimate range on a special skill. 25% chance though, so not the highest. And what he's going to do is inflict the target's hit with status promotion for 4 seconds upon a successful attack, and every single time this damage is dealt to the target, inflicts disaster for 4 seconds. So the way it's worded is very much like Escanor's, where if the skill animation does 5 hits, it will then stack 5 times, right? Because the status promotion is going to deal damage equal to 1.5. It's going to deal damage equal to 1.25% of the target's remaining HP. Remaining. So it's not max. So it does more damage the higher they are, but the lower they get, it's not going to deal as much damage. And then Disaster is decreased final evasion by 5% and decreased crit defense. So when you do crit, you then do more damage, stacked up to 5 times. Okay, that don't seem too bad for like a natural, because it is basically a DPS character. Like the skill will do a lot of damage, especially with your lane, but it's also a bit of a debuffer. Kind of the same situation as Berserk Melee, where I mean, Berserk Melee does a bunch of stuff that doesn't really help your team do more damage, where this actually is though. So like I can see this skill followed by like a Berserk Melee, either like AoE or Ultimate, doing a lot right. Once again, it all comes down to like what the animation of this skill is. I think we can go towards Grand Cross. I'll probably throw it up on screen now. Assumingly, if I'm what I'm thinking right now, because I haven't seen this yet, is the animation from Grand Cross. It should probably likely do 5 hits. And again, 25% lower evasion, so you're more likely not to miss. And also lowering the crit defense by 100%. that seems pretty good. And an ultimate Guardian Punch, which I'm actually curious how it's going to look, by the way, because that sounds like that actual bear's going to come out and punch someone. That'd be cool to see in game. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a massive AoE. Deals damage equal to 885% of attack onto all enemies within a 3-meter radius times 12. That's really, really wide. Not so far back, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because melee is more wide than it is back. So it is like, yeah, 4 meters back, 6 meters wide. That's 12 meters is crazy width. Final damage is increased by... Wow, yo, hang on. Final damage is increased by 20% for every stack of disaster on the target. So if they have, you know, max stacks of disaster, you're doing a 100% damage increase. And it's already quite high multiplier, 800%. You know, it's not comparable towards Berserk Melee, but he's not getting a damage increase. And that's something I've noticed they've been doing a lot more often now, where they're going back and releasing characters that are very much needed, right? So recently, Elaine came out. She was definitely almost, if anything, needed for Tower Trials because you got all the attack buffs. You know, giving Esteros some more damage as well, a pretty good character, you know, needed for Tower Trials. And of course, I did say it's very likely that we're going to get a king soon because... You know, you're buffing up fairies. We don't have a fairy DPS. Doesn't make sense. So now with Elaine, granted you can't use Elaine and you know, King together in Tower Trials, at least on the hard difficulty. Obviously, you can use that outside of PP as well. Obviously, you can use that outside of Tower Trials, but we really did need an int character for his Zeldris wasn't really it. He does alright, but like he's not consistent AoE. Where for the looks of it, this ultimate might do so much damage that like he might be the go-to. The special skill. It's 25% chance. Not going to be as consistent, but still a pretty good chance, though. Probably right now, the best DPS we have. I think right now, it probably is just a little bit, and maybe like Gilfrost. And like right now, using uniques is, you know, we're way past that point, right? So yeah, as a character, is it worth summoning? Well, I'm going to have to make another video about it, honestly. Let me know what you lot think in the comments below, and once again, I'll think about it a bit more, and we'll talk about it. But it's, you know, been a while since we've gotten a pretty, from the sounds of it, a pretty decent character that is only going to cost 160,000 gems, rather than the 250 that we're used to with, obviously, Zeldris. And even then, Zeldris wasn't too crazy. I mean, he definitely was, but comparable towards Berserk Melee, you know, we probably likely expected a bit more, but hey, this sounds good. This sounds good. Okay, so this is the new one, and with the wait and see how this works out, because I can see already it's going to require duplicates of legendaries. But then again, it might be because it is just for, you know, Lost Fane, who is a legendary character. I assume, or hopefully assume, if it's for uniques, you can then use unique dupes, which would be actually very helpful because we have an abundance of unique dupes, especially if you're like me, where all your characters are pretty much maxed out. And they did say at one point this year we're going to get the coin shop or card shop where you can trade dupes in. So it'd be quite nice in the future. We could trade in our actual unique dupes to buy legendaries, and this might help with Super Awakening. So let's see what it does though. So heroes at Max Awakening can grow even stronger with the new Super Awakening. So what does that mean, Max Awakening? Does that mean literally like I can't use anyone because none of my legendaries are max level apart from almost, I guess, Barn? So if I get Barn towards, you know, max, what would it be, 13 star, then you can Super Awakening. That is kind of crazy, actually. That's like a... Because obviously, your first thought was, yo, that's going to be a wow. Especially with characters like Berserk Melee. Yeah, you're never going to get him towards, like, max dupes. But then again, you know, over time, my Derieri, you know, she's only had one rerun banner. And I've almost got towards max level. Same with Escanor as well. He had a rerun. I didn't even summon for that. If I did summon for it, he'd probably be max level by now. And I would say it's a little bit easier with the actual older characters, especially part 1. If anything, it might even give more benefits towards the older characters because you can get those deep tap more often. Like Barn, if I can give towards Super Awakening, you know, he might be like crazy stats that he actually might be able to compete with the other characters. Okay, we don't see how much it costs and how expensive it is. Well, I don't know. Super Awakening Grand Cross wasn't great at the start, but I do know over time it became a lot better, and it's like almost a non-issue right now. So like the idea of Super Awakening is not the greatest thing, especially when you have to get character towards Max Awakening. But it does, from the sounds of it, sound expensive because you have a chance during the Super Awakening, one of the 7 stars, stat levels will increase with a equal probability. So you have, let's say, what, like 20% chance for each of them. And obviously, you want to probably more likely... I mean, it's not attack, right? But you won't increase your level, so you'll probably go towards a high attack. So you probably want more crit chance, right? And as you can see here, this was... You got crit damage. Maybe you don't want crit damage. So you can then use the Medios like meat pies to then decrease it, which is kind of cool because the meat pies have had zero use in the game. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how it looks in game, like how expensive it is, because this may not sound too great for legendary, especially if you are free to play. But if you're someone that plays for a while, if you can do this towards uniques, that'd be good. But does it say? It doesn't say just legendaries, right? It is, yeah, the max awakening can grow even stronger. Huh. Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, okay, this is kind of cool. So we've now gotten the expansion of the Sacred Treasure. Literally, I think only a few days ago now, I just got to a level 19 to where I now have a chance to get the actual unique plus, like, oh, legendary plus, sorry, which are going to give you the actual Sin Sacred Treasure, which is kind of cool. Haven't got any just yet, though. But now they're going to expand it even further, and they're going to give you ultimate ones, an ultimate plus, and an arcane gear. Okay, I wonder what it looks like though, because you know it feels like this was the end because you've got the Sin Sacred Treasure. Maybe it's like the holy relics from Grand Cross, I don't know, or they just look the same, just different stats. But yeah, 22 though, wow, because I'm only on 19. That's gonna take a while. Expansion of Constellation. If anything, this update, if anything, feels like for the whales, because the whales can probably likely do this. The whales have probably already, you know, gotten towards the max level of Sacred Treasure, and if anything, but expansion of the Constellation. I mean, I didn't know there was a limit. More tower trial stages, fair enough. They've also added 1,000 stages now. We're on episode 12, halfway through season 2, which means we're getting closer towards season 3 content. So we might start to see like the Luduciels, Archangels, maybe, you know, Salt Meli, Esterosa. Zeldris, it's been a month-ish since he's been out, basically. So he's now been added towards the actual summer tickets. We currently have just over 100k tickets. We'll be definitely doing some summons with him, trying to get a few copies. We got really lucky last time. I think we were like 8 melis, right? New season pass. I need to make sure to buy the other one. And that is it. I think it's also like a new ranking system for like global rankings, which yeah, not really going to help too much people. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know if you're excited for these changes, whether you're a bit worried because Super Awakening, at least in Grand Cross, wasn't going to start. Yeah, it was actually worse. They had to change it. So who knows how it's going to happen in this game too. And yeah, first look at our new king. Once again, obviously always cool that we get designs that are not from obviously Grand Cross. Like this artwork isn't in the game. Happy to see we finally got a fat king, because that's something that I've been saying. It was very weird we didn't get one. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious how the ultimate's going to look, because this is 12 meters wide, is going to be massive. Not too far back, but it's going to cover a lot in Tower Trials at least. And he might be a range character. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, because if it's going to be fat, yeah, increases like a range. So, I mean, it's from... Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, because like I said, this skill will be fine because it hits from the initial target, where if it's 3 meters as himself, and he's only got like, you know, 65 range, that's not going to hit that many people. So I think he might be range, but a little bit on the shorter side, like maybe like 40. There's been a few times where we had like characters who is like that. Yeah, where he's 50 range. That I can see him being 50. So you guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah.